on the line. Virginia and North Florida playing to advance to the regional final. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. Getting the start in the circle tonight. It won't be Allison Benning, at least to start the game. Kyla Berry, who's 4th in the nation in ERA, getting the call, Kat.
As we mentioned, Allison Benning has thrown 2 games, over 200 pitches in the last 24 hours. So a lot in the arm for the senior, but the junior has been a great complement to Benning. You see the 6 wins and actually a lower ERA than Benning. So good start here for Berry. Can put the Ospreys in a good position. We see here she's going to attack a little bit more spinny. Benning throwing hard with a changeup, but Berry spinning a rise on multiple levels. And as you see there, it's just a different look than Benning. So the two of them will play off each other. And right now, the senior looking to cheer on her counterpart. I asked her, what's it like when you're taken out of the circle or you don't get the start, because she's been a big one and she loves supporting her teammates.
Let's take a look now at the Cavaliers starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One. Macy Eaton with a big elimination game just a little while ago, a double and a home run, 4 runs driven in that 12-0 win over Elon that ended just about 35 minutes ago. And here we go, underway in the final elimination game of the night. So it's Kyla Berry getting the start in the circle. She had only made 6 starts all year before tonight. 25 total appearances, mainly used out of the pen, but getting the call, and starts 1-1 to Jade Hilton, who led off the last game against Elon with a home run.
Yeah, Jade Hilton going to provide the power and really be a spark plug here for the Cavaliers offense.
Hilton with a program record 42 career home runs and also a single season Virginia record 18 homers. And only a junior.
So impressed talking to the junior before the tournament and just how mature and poised she was in presenting everything from their mindset, the fact they're not looking too far ahead, it's the here and now, and then just talking even about herself and offensively.
And offensively, she delivers again. Look at her race around the bases. And after leading off the last elimination game with a homer, she follows up by starting off this one with a double.
Well, this pitch up in the zone, outer half, but up, and Jade Hilton just drives that just a shade to the right of center field, and McCarthy giving chase, unable to cut that off to limit a single. But Alex, we talked about it at the end of the last game that Virginia was going to have to continue that offensive momentum, and Jade Hilton picks up right where they left off.
Bunt drop down foul by Kelly Ayer. Berry's been phenomenal this year, but rarely started. How different is it for a pitcher, feeling-wise, the intangibles, forget about the stats and the ERA and the whip and all that. How different of a vibe is it for Berry starting this game, the most important game of her career?
Well, it's different than coming in, because when you come in, you don't have time to think about, oh, here's who's in the lineup, this is what they've done. You just have to come in and go to work right away. Starting tonight, Berry has had some time in between games to sit and think, and obviously the coaching staff going over the game plan with her. But you have to think a little bit more long-term. While you want to be in the present, you also have to think about what each hitter is capable of doing, remembering that scouting report.
Kelly Ayer, the senior out of Mechanicsville, Virginia, drove in 2 against Elon, 1 for 4. Up the middle, Bruneman on to first, and there is out number 1 of the game, but Hilton is now on third with 1 away.
Well, Ayer unable to put the bunt down, so swinging away. Great read by Hilton, realizing she can get in front of that ball, advance herself to third base.
Here comes Bella Cabral, who's been one of the best hitters on the team this season. Had a double in the last game. Sophomore hitting .358. Virginia has scored first in each of their previous 2 games in this regional. Couldn't hold on against North Florida yesterday. Picked up the win against Elon to put themselves in position tonight to advance to the regional final tomorrow against South Carolina, who will emerge from tonight.
You can see Virginia understanding that Barry's going to attack them on the outer half. Cabral, they're reaching, even though that might not have been in the zone, to waste that pitch.
Cabral reaches for that, fouls it off. Who has the advantage as far as rest? Better to have the quick turnaround or to sit for a few hours like North Florida has?
Honestly, it depends on the personality of your team, but right now I would probably say Virginia has the advantage in the fact that they put up so many offensive numbers last game. They can just turn around and continue that momentum like they are here with that RBI by Bella Cabral.
Looks like you're right again. Virginia, for the 3rd time in this regional, strikes first. Bella Cabral with the RBI single.
Well, and this time it's not just a big long ball that scores the first run. It's a couple quality at bats. This off-speed pitch just hanging up in the zone. Cabral around that, but a hard grounder in the 5-6 hole, scoring Jade Hilton easily.
Here comes Macy Eaton, a program record 63 RBIs on the year, 4 in the last game, including a home run and a double. It's an offense that has broken about a half dozen offensive records, home runs, RBIs. I mean, just a phenomenal output this season. It didn't necessarily show up in their first game of the regional, but it has so far today. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
You can see the speed differential between Barry and Benning. Virginia just a little bit ahead of the pitch.
And chase that one. First strikeout for Barry.
Well, Barry's still using the outer half, and this little screwball that tails away, and Eaton unable to stay with that pitch. A big strikeout for Barry, though, to limit the offensive damage, not allowing Cabral to get in scoring position.
Coming in it tonight, on the season, Kyla Barry had allowed 9 earned runs, 7 unearned runs. But Virginia has already broken through against her. Here's Sarah Kuhn. Kuhn homered off North Florida in the opening game of the regional. Senior with a couple of hits this weekend. Virginia with 38 wins this year, their most in more than 2 decades. Count evened up.
You can tell the tendency for Barry against right-handed hitters, that curveball away, continuing to hammer that part of the zone until Virginia adjusts.
Now there is called strike 3 to end the inning.
Well, Kyla Barry goes ahead, and while Virginia scores, she gives North Florida a little bit of momentum with back-to-back strikeouts.
Virginia will turn to the junior lefty Courtney Lane in the circle. She is undefeated this year in 26 appearances.
Well, the left-handed pitcher, we have not seen her yet in this regional, but she offers a different look coming from the left side. Good curveball away, good speed from the junior.
And time now to take a look at the starting lineup for the Ospreys, brought to you by Capital One. It's a North Florida offense. Scored 2 runs against Virginia in the 6th inning. That was it. It was good enough to win it 2-1. Christian Caravaca leading the way. Caravaca was the hero of that opening game. Coming up with a big double. Numerous hits in this regional. She has been arguably their best hitter this weekend. But it'll be Lauren Lulu Brock leading things off. Senior transfer from UAB. Time is called before the first pitch from Lane. Courtney Lane hasn't lost a game in 373 days. May 9th of last year against Clemson. Getting an opportunity tonight to vault her team into the final day of this regional.
Well, and her innings have been sparse, 58, but that's been scattered over the course of the season. Not necessarily a consistent starter for Virginia.
Former top 15 pitching recruit in nation. Cabral over at second. Well, here comes Allison Benning. The two-way star, 1 home run shy from becoming just the 5th player in D1 history to hit 20 homers and win 20 games in the circle in a single season. Belts one to left field. That will roll off the wall. Benning rounding first to throw to second. Not in time. Allison Benning with the 1-out double here in the bottom half of the first.
Well, lefty on lefty, usually a matchup that favors the pitcher, but you see Benning ready for that first outside pitch, and she absolutely drives that down the left field wall. Just scampers in for that stand-up double. I think Coach Conrad might be saying, hey, can you get down there a little bit for me?
10th double of the year. One of the premier two-way players in the country. She's aboard for Chloe Culp, the 6th-year senior. Second on the team in RBIs. Culp spent her first 3 years at FSU. Went to the Women's College World Series with the Noles a couple of years ago. Swing and a miss.
The key for North Florida right now is understand what zone they're trying to look for, and with Lane in the circle, it needs to be for righties that inner half, but make sure it's down in the zone.
Culp into the gap. Here comes Benning rounding third. She will score, and we are all tied up at 1. An RBI single from Chloe Culp.
Lane coming inside to Culp, just up a little bit, belt high, and Chloe Culp drives that into the left center gap. We've talked about it. The alleyways here at this park are deep because of the fence line, and so that's 210, and they have to move a long way to cut that one off. So Allison Benning easily scores. Chloe Culp thought she might have a double, but quickly put on the brakes and retreated back to first.
2 of the first 3 batters have gotten a hit off of Courtney Lane. And here comes one of the best hitters on the team throughout the season, Kirsten Caravaca, in the cleanup spot. Game-winning RBI double on Friday. Takes this one to right field. There's another hit for the Ospreys. The throw to second in time. Instead of 2-on-1 away, down to 2 outs and a runner on first.
Well, this ball hit hard off the bat of Caravaca, but Chloe Culp has to be off the bag and facing the throw. She was not off far enough. And again, you have to slide into second. You can't go in standing up right there. But not heads up base running there by Culp.
Here comes Grace Shaw-Rocky, freshman out of Bradenton, Florida, who has had a terrific first year with the Ospreys, hitting .327, 25 RBIs. So no hit in that last at bat for Caravaca, even though it dropped in. It's a fielder's choice. This one up the middle. Cabral steps on the bag. We have completed one. And we're all tied up at 1. North Florida responds with an RBI single from Culp here in Columbia. Already put up 1 run in this one. Allison Benning charting pitches right now as Kyla Berry got the start. We'll see if she is available in the circle. She did deliver at the plate already, helping to tie the game. Swinging away Sydney Hartgrove, shallow right field. Calling for it is Brock.
Wouldn't expect anything less than a pitcher in there doing what a pitcher's job is, and a lot of programs across the country have pitchers charting different things as the game goes on. But talking to Allison Benning before the regional tournament, you can tell she loves celebrating her teammates. She is in this with every single pitcher that's going to take that circle. Haven't seen her head down in the bullpen. There have been 2 other arms down there for the Ospreys in case they need them, but I have to think the longer the game goes on, there's a possibility she may enter the circle if they need her.
Benning threw 110 pitches earlier today after throwing 107 yesterday against this Virginia team. Watches as the 1-1 on the way from Berry to Hackett.
Well, really, if you're Jeff Conrad, Amber Pfizer, you may be trying to devise a plan on how you can keep Virginia at bay with a couple different arms before having to go to Berry late in the game.
Kyla Berry was top 10 in the country in saves this year with 6, including 1 in the conference championship game. There's a base knock that somehow found its way between Caravaca and Brock. So the 3rd hit of the contest for Virginia among their first 7 at bats against Berry.
Oh, a nice piece of hitting by Hackett, knowing that Berry is living on the outer half. You can see sells out for the outside. Barrel gets there and just drives that right through the hole. Just a little bit too hard. Already past Brock as she went into her dive.
Kaylin Jones swinging away to left field. Shaw-Rocky is there. Away here in the top of the 2nd as we hit the 9th spot in the order for Virginia. And Cassidy Hudson. Cassidy Hudson had only started a handful of games, half-dozen games pretty much, heading into this regional. Joanna Harden gave her the start in the previous game, an elimination contest, and she came through with a big go-ahead RBI single in the 5th inning. And then their offense just took off from there.
Well, the junior making the most of our opportunities, and as you mentioned yesterday with the pinch hit opportunity, put a good ball in play.
This one ripped up the middle, another base knock. And Virginia is timing up Kyla Berry pretty well. We are complete 1 time through the order, and they already have 4 hits against her.
Well, this pitch supposed to be inside and up, and it's about belt high, but doesn't get in enough. You see it driven right back up the middle. Hudson able to get her barrel through. That's when you know it's not tight enough.
2 on, 2 away for Jade Hilton, who takes strike 1. Hilton with more than 115 RBIs in her career.
G1.
Friends used to call her Chipper Jade growing up, was a huge Chipper Jones fan. The first ballot Hall of Famer for the Braves. And there's a connection. She grew up in Martinsville, Virginia. And he spent about 1 season in Richmond close by when he was coming up through the Braves minor league system. A tremendous hitter like Chipper Jones. A record-setting hitter for Virginia in her career.
The crazy part, as much as we talk about Jade Hilton, she's just a junior, so has a whole nother year to tack on to those career numbers.
One, two.
A good pitch by Kyla Berry there, trying to work down and out in the zone. But Jade Hilton being patient.
Hilton lifts one to deep left center field, and Jade has left the yard again. A 3-run blast from Hilton. The Who's go up by 3.
When Jade Hilton goes, the Who's go. This pitch up and out, but Hilton got all of that one. Barrel around it.
Chipper Jones-like.
Very much Chipper Jones-like. Earlier today, she hit one that might have been aided by the wind, but this one out off the bat. Easily clearing that left center wall. But Jade Hilton putting Virginia up by 3.
Homers in back-to-back games for Hilton, 19 on the year to extend her single-season program record and the 43rd of her career. Here is Kelly Ayer getting into one to deep center, and just on the track is McCarthy. It's been a hit parade so far for the Cavs, and they have taken a 4-1 lead here in the second inning. Jade Hilton doing it again. She's 2 for 2 with the double, and this 3-run blast in this elimination contest in Columbia. One of the leaders of this team, letting her bat do the talking tonight.
She just has really good at-bats and understands what pitches she can hit hard. You see her blowing that career home run number out of the water. I mean, she's already 8 over, and she has a whole nother year left to play. So she's gonna put some great distance between her and Sarah Larquier right there. But I love watching her hit because she's so patient. And if a ball gets called a strike and she doesn't agree with it, she understands, okay, I have to protect that part of the zone. And that's where we've seen her go up in the zone twice today after a couple high strikes have been called against her.
That one fouled off against Courtney Lane. Lane has to feel better in the circle for Virginia with a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, if you're Courtney Lane, after giving up a run in the bottom of the first to tie the game, you are taking a little sigh of relief there, knowing you have a cushion.
Virginia's used 5 different pitchers this year, all in various roles. They are all expected to be ready to start, come in middle relief, or close it out. They pretty much all have this year at different times. Hilton, keep talking about Hilton's offense. I mean, she has been a stud over at short over the past 48 hours now. Mackenzie Woods, senior catcher for North Florida, got banged up earlier today against South Carolina, crashed into the wall behind home plate trying to catch a foul ball, banged her knee right against that wall as she was down for a while. There was great concern whether she would be okay. Was in a ton of pain, got up, put the catching gear back on, and got right back behind the dish.
Well, even earlier in this game, there was a bunt attempt, and Woods popped up to get it, and you saw her grab behind her knee again. So I think that leg bothering her, but you're a senior, you're in regionals, she's toughing it out and doing what she needs to do for the Ospreys.
Absolutely. Potentially last opportunity. It's going to stay in there. This was against South Carolina, game 1 today. You can see that left knee goes right into the wall. Tough customer stayed in there as watches the count go 2-2. Winningest player in team history. Full count on the way.
You gotta love hearing the Virginia faithful wanting that one. It was a close pitch, could go either way. Lane trying to use a backdoor curveball to freeze Wood.
There's the free pass issued, first of the game. Virginia's pitching has been very good this year. The one Achilles heel at times has been the free pass. That's the 193rd walk of the year by this pitching staff. Madison Bruneman, sophomore shortstop. And Lane comes right back with a strike.
Right now, if you're Courtney Lane, it's about feeding your defense. Just hit good spots, let your defense work. They are so good behind you, especially your middles with Hilton and Cabral.
Oh, 2 on the way. Bruneman has become an everyday starter over the last month of the season because a month ago they lost their starting shortstop, Kelsey Vogel. He's having a tremendous year. They still ended up persevering and winning the ASUN tournament. Called strike 3. Bruneman can't believe it. First K of the night for Courtney Lane.
This backdoor curve from Lane. It cuts back across the plate. I think Bruneman thought that might be low. It definitely crossed the corner. A great job by Hartgrove back there, staying under that pitch. It's the same pitch she tried to freeze Woods with, but just missed out a little bit.
Kaylin McCarthy chops one back to the pitcher. Lane spins around in time. Nice job by Eaton over at first. So the walk does not come back to hurt Lane and the Wahoos. They take a 3-run lead into the 3rd inning here at Beckham Field. Innings against North Florida. First 11 innings of this regional. 3 for 34. Since then, they have absolutely been on fire. 15 runs in the last 5 innings.
Yeah, the second half of their first game today, they absolutely started passing the bat. You and I talked to Hilton and Cabral before this, and that's what they talked about, was we like to pass the bat. We like to build off each other's at-bats, and we didn't see that early in this regional. Friday or the first half of that game today against Elon. And now you can really see that they're starting to learn from each other's at-bats, and it's let me get on so you can do a job, so someone else farther down the line can go ahead and do their job and drive us in. And that consistency, they like to say, hitting's contagious, and that's been the case the last 5 innings for Virginia.
Cabral retired there. Well, we talked to Joanna Hardin, and she said, listen, we're not a real emotionally up and down team. Very steady, very poised. They didn't panic after dropping the opener of the regional, being held to just 2 hits. Just kept doing what they've been doing all season long, and it's paid off so far today. One curls foul off the bat of Eaton. Macy Eaton with a single season record, 63 RBIs. Virginia setting offensive records as a team and individually as well. A number of players like Eaton and Hilton. 3-time high school All-American, and probably would have been a 4-time coming out of Wheelersburg, Ohio, if not for the COVID canceled season. A lot of smiles in the Virginia dugout right now, and for good reason. Winner advances to play South Carolina, who's 2-0 in the regional so far. A 3-0 win earlier today against North Florida. And the Gamecocks took down Elon last night 5-2. South Carolina not putting up explosive numbers, but just all around very solid in all 3 phases of the game.
Well, you just have to be good enough in all 3 phases, right? And defensively, they've been more than good enough. In the pitching circle today, even Sam Gress said, oh, my performance was gritty. I got it done. Don't think she was extremely thrilled with how she threw, but Jory Hurd had her back, just like yesterday when Jory Hurd went in for Neely Lamb. So pitching, they've been good, and then offensively, they've got it done when they need to, and that's the key to this game.
Macy Eaton, that one tracked down by the speedy McCarthy in center. She can fly.
Well, we've seen McCarthy cover a lot of ground out there, and her first step, not just correct, but it is fast, and she moves out there in the outfield. This pitch, a frozen rope into that gap.
And in this ballpark, that is a lot of ground to cover.
It is, and she's there with ease.
2 away for Sarah Kuhn, who struck out in the first, homered in the first game yesterday. Barry's starting to settle down now as she works a 1-2-3 third, 4 in a row, retired. It remains a 3-run game. We'll see if North Florida's offense can get going as we hit the bottom of the 3rd.
Remember, we talked about on Friday how Joe Hardin likes to use the opener. They're in charge of getting 6 to 9 outs. Looks like that was the role of Lane today. Got her 6 outs, only gave up 1 run. Now handing it off to the senior, Savannah Henley. Henley is going to throw a lot of off-speed, a changeup specialist. Tunnels a drop with that off-speed pitch, but being a lefty, lefty on lefty, glove side sweep, a nice little curveball away from left-handed hitters.
So Lane goes 1 time through the order, gives way to Henley, who pitched in the previous game tonight against Elon. 2 innings, no hits, no walks, and a strikeout. Here's Lulu Brock. Henley's 2nd on the team in wins and strikeouts this year. 5 infielders, no right fielders. The shift is on for Brock.
Yeah, Kelly Ayers comes in to second base.
Henley gets it done herself.
I held my breath on that one a little bit. While Henley fielded it in plenty of time, as she rock and fired, that went high, and all I'm thinking is you have no right fielder to be backing up first base. So if you overthrow this, Brock is getting multiple bases.
We did see that happen earlier today.
It did. You see it. Even Henley's face, she got big-eyed, like, oops.
Does get the out. Here's Allison Benning. A big swing and a miss for the home run hitter. Sitting on 19 for the season.
Benning be aggressive. Haven't seen that big of a hack. Let's see her take the breath and regroup herself before she gets in the box here.
Can feel that breeze from up here for the A-Sun Player of the Year and Pitcher of the Year as well.
Well, as much as you don't want to be down 0-2, that's a sign of respect when they throw you back-to-back off-speed pitches, because they respect the power you have and are trying to keep you off balance.
Great power hitter. 35 home runs. 2 years, stays alive, fouling one off. Again, top 10 in the country in on-base percentage and walks offensively. Also top 10 in the nation in wins and ERA in the circle.
Just a tremendous two-way player, and Coach Jeff Conrad can't talk enough about Benning and what she's meant to his program in the last 2 years.
Ended up going to Jacksonville from Minnesota by way of Oregon. Started off her career playing for the Ducks. Wanted some more playing time. Got in the portal, got in touch with Jeff Conrad, who's also from the Midwest. They hit it off, and she committed sight unseen to play for North Florida. But goes down swinging there, 2 away. It's a big strikeout for Henley.
And that is a big strikeout. We have not seen Benning strike out here in that regional, in this regional, until this. And after some off-speed pitches, she goes up and in and gets Benning chasing. Great execution by Savannah Henley against one of the top hitters here at this regional.
See Benning trying to put this team on her back. Henley fired up. Here's Chloe Culp. Shallow right. Cabral. 1-2-3 inning. We will talk to Jeff Conrad, the A-Sun Coach of the Year, coming up after the break. His team looking to rally as we head to the 4th. Back at the Columbia Regional now, joined by North Florida head coach Jeff Conrad. Coach, your team has had a historic regional so far. First appearance in the postseason. You came up with your first victory as well yesterday. What do you have to do tonight to get back in this?
Well, we just got to, get it going on offense, start chipping away. Obviously, there's still a bit of ball game left, so if we can get something going on the offensive side, I think Kyla's kind of settled in a little bit here. If we can just get things going on the offensive side, try and get back in the game.
Well, Coach, you lead me right into, I was going to ask you about Barry. What did you like with her matchup against Virginia tonight?
She does a pretty good job of inducing a lot of pop-ups, and, we really like her rise where she can throw it in multiple planes. I know her changeup isn't right where she wants it to be right now, but we thought that could be a really effective pitch for her too. So we think it's a good matchup. So we're gonna let her keep grinding it out here, and then if we need to get into the bullpen, we will.
I appreciate it, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thanks, guys.
On to the 4th inning we go. Kyla Berry has settled down, has retired 4 in a row after Virginia got 4 runs off 4 hits against her in the first couple of innings. Facing the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Cavaliers, Hartgrove, Hackett, and Jones to begin the 4th.
And really, even early in the game, Virginia has put up 4 runs, but you take out Jade Hilton. Everything off the bat of Virginia was singles, and so a lot of times as a pitching coach, you can handle singles because eventually it's going to fall in front of a defensive player who can make a play. But Jade Hilton, really 2 extra base hits has been the difference in this game.
Sydney Hartgrove has come up with some big hits this weekend. 0 for 1 in this contest, as that one gets away from Woods. UVA 4 runs off 5 hits, no errors. North Florida at 1 run in the first inning. A couple of hits and no errors as well. What a response from the Cavaliers today with their backs against the wall. 16 runs now in a game and a half.
And as a coach, sometimes it leaves you scratching your head. Like, why weren't we able to do that yesterday? But at the same time, better late than never.
Joanna Hardin, again, leading her team to a 38-win season. You talk about the job she has done. She's increased her win total in each of the last 5 years. They made a regional last season, advanced to the regional final in Knoxville. It came up short against Tennessee as that one hauled in for the second out. Goal this year isn't just to make it to a regional, not to make it to the regional final, but to get to a super for the first time in Virginia history, trying to keep that dream alive. Kaylin Jones takes strike one. There's that increase in win totals and the most wins in 21 years, 38 and counting. Nice grab over it short by Bruneman. Barry has now retired 7 in a row. Virginia's offense handled here in the fourth. We'll talk to Joanna Hardin coming up next after the break. Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. Now joining us, Virginia head coach Joanna Hardin. Coach, your team has had their backs up against the wall all day today, and they have responded in both games so far. How proud of you are their performance up to this point tonight?
Yeah, I'm proud of the fight. You know, we had 2 keys tonight. It was, you know, celebrate us, celebrate what we're for us and for what we're doing, and then, you know, like, what's next? Fight for the next pitch. We get a call we don't like, something happens, like, so what? Next, survive in advance, right? Pitch to pitch. So I love that. We've let a lot of little things go that didn't go our way in the first game, and, you know, it's been good. Just next pitch, so what?
Coach, normally I'd ask you about your pitching decision and starting lane, but I'm going to pivot and go talk to us about Jade Hilton, because right now when she goes, you guys are going.
Yeah, Jade is she's a spark plug. You know, my mentor, Coach Bronca Mendenhall, said when your best player is your hardest worker, your program's really special. She is that. She's the hardest worker. She's the most humble kid, and she's also our spark plug. When she's going, we're going, and it's really easy to cheer for her because she's it. She's everything. So love that she's having a good game. There's a lot more left, though. We got a lot of game left, so we're going to keep fighting and scratching it out.
You are correct. We'll let you go. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Did you see the grin on her face when you asked about Jade Hilton? Her face just lit up. Hilton with the big 3-run blast. That's the difference right now in this 3-run game.
Yeah, got to mix those questions up because they're expecting the pitching question. But when you have someone that special, as a coach, you want to be able to praise them. And she's right. When your best player is your hardest worker, it's easy for the rest of the team to follow because you don't have a star player who is ever taking a rep off. And obviously, we've seen it tonight with the 2 extra base hits, but Jade Hilton, really special season for the junior.
Kirsten Caravaca having a special season as well. Had reached in 15 straight heading into this regional. Game-winning hit yesterday. Ospreys trying to get some base runners on. They have been held to 2 hits as Virginia pitching returning the favor after North Florida held the Cavaliers to 2 hits a day ago.
Caravaca just 2 for 6 in the regional, but really has barreled up quite a few balls. Some right ats to the outfield. Consistently having quality at bats for the Ospreys.
352 hitter on the year, but a strikeout victim there. Henley has fanned 2 of the last 3 batters.
Well, that off-speed pitch right here just dips down and away from Caravaca. And if you're expecting a backdoor curve to come back to the corner, that pitch is one you don't want to chase because that tails away. A nice off-speed from Henley.
Here comes Grace Shaw-Rocky. It's going to be an interesting matchup tomorrow, whoever South Carolina faces. If it's North Florida, They may be able to go back to Benning if it's Virginia. South Carolina's numbers offensively, as this one drilled to center field. Ayer scoots back, makes the grab. Offensively, South Carolina's numbers have taken a dip against lefties. And there are two talented lefties on this Virginia staff. We've seen both of them tonight, Henley and Lane.
And I think that's part of Joanne Harden's plan. Courtney Lane used as the opener, go get 6 outs. Not concerned about the 1 run because you have to score that anyways, right? And now bringing in Henley, letting them both get some action here in this regional environment. Obviously, we'll be able to have her ace of Bigham as well. Not having to throw in this game here so far.
And then for South Carolina, do you go with Hurd in the first game? Remember, South Carolina, listen, they want to end it at 1 tomorrow. If they were to lose that, there would still be a second game. It'd be interesting to see who they start in the circle.
I would go with Jory Hurd right now. She has the hot hand. And you have Sam Gress for later in the game if you need to make a change, and they complement each other well.
It's a hot, humid night out here in Columbia. Henley refreshed and ready to go. Getting a better grip on that ball after falling behind 2-0. Riker to 289 hitter. Chopped over to short. Hilton. Automatic. Second straight 1-2-3 inning. We have played 4 Saturday night in Columbia. UVA still up by 3.
Star-studded cast on the field, but also a good number of legends in the game as general managers and head coaches. My head coach, Kelly Kretschmann, 3-time Olympian, played professionally until into her 40s. One of the best left-handed hitters in the game. But Athletes Unlimited, it's going to be excited. It's coming all across the country. We're touring this year, and then next year there will be home cities. But follow us along. There's a lot of, we did a senior draft recently, and 12 seniors, college seniors, got drafted. Will join their clubs as soon as their season is over, and we will kick off. But it's exciting times for pro softball.
Cassidy Hudson pops up. Pitcher, broadcaster, general manager, anything else you want to put on the resume? Obviously, gold medalist, Hall of Famer. My resume is 1 line.
Mother of JC.
There you go. the most important job.
But
and probably the toughest.
Yeah, no, a lot of hats, but I love being involved in the sport, and I think this is the biggest step for pro softball this season.
Quick couple of outs from Hudson and Hilton.
I'm gonna give a shout out to one of our other general managers, Jenny Dalton Hill, who's also an ESPN commentator. I believe she's at the Tallahassee Regional.
We have all our broadcasters scattered all around the country. Pretty busy, the 7 innings live crew, breaking down every game, every team, every player. That's some serious homework they've been doing.
Yeah.
And we've each needed about 1 energy drink today to get through 3 games. That's a whole different story.
In studio, I might need a energy drink every time one gets empty. Keep it going.
Energy, drip, IV.
But the crew there, I just can't imagine knowing all the facts for all 64 teams.
Everybody's been doing a great job. The field gets narrowed down. In a few hours, already a bunch of teams around the country have been eliminated. First team eliminated from the Columbia Regional, Elon, the Phoenix Coastal Athletic Association Tournament champions. With a great season. Knocked off by Virginia. And another team will see their season end after this ball game. Both pitchers and defenses cruising over the last few innings, 4-1 in the 5th. is what's on the line for these two teams. Virginia trying to make it back-to-back appearances at a regional final. Last year was against Tennessee and Knoxville. For North Florida, they have never made it to a regional final. They had never made it to a regional before this year. Picked up their first regional win as well, trying to keep their season alive as we hit the bottom of the 5th inning. And the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Jeff Conrad and his squad. Time becoming a factor for the Ospreys.
If I'm Jeff Conrad, as much as some of these games have been close and you feel like one swing of the bat here or there could be a difference, I'm so very proud of the way my program has competed here in this regional so far. Obviously, game 1, upsetting Virginia 2-1, but even this morning against South Carolina, strong outing by Allison Benning.
One of just 5 teams in the nation this year to make their first ever appearance in a regional. He told us before this started, we are not here just to have fun and celebrate being in the postseason. We are here to win at least a game. And they have done that. Made history. And it's not over yet. Allison Benning came up with the first hit of the game for North Florida. Doubled and came around to score.
Yeah, she's in a big conversation with Amber Pfizer here, and you can tell she's already emotional knowing that the end is creeping, and even though you have time as a senior, it's hard not to reflect on that.
Woods retired. Teams to win in their NCAA Tournament debut. North Florida joining that list over the last 5 seasons. One team each the last 3 years. As Allison Benning looks on.
Interesting enough, on that list was Southeastern Louisiana from last year, winning their tournament debut. Fast forward to this year, they knocked off LSU last night to put the first host seed in elimination category.
So winning again tonight.
LSU is now tied it, but they were up 4-1 after the first 3 innings.
That's one of the toughest regionals in the country, that LSU one. There's a toss over to first by Cabral. Well, for Henley, since coming out of the bullpen, it has been 8 up, 8 down.
Henley really in control, and you can see she mixes that off speed right there, uses the curveball in to get a jam job. One fly ball out to center field, really the hardest hit ball of the night off of Henley so far.
She's only had to throw about 22 pitches in nearly 3 innings. Takes just 1 pitch there to get the speedy McCarthy. Defense getting it done yet again thanks to Sarah Kuhn over at third. Henley pumped up.
Joe Harden told us defense was going to have to be clean, and right here, Sarah Kuhn bare hands this, knowing the speed of McCarthy. Bang, bang. The Cavs coming to bat.
Henley's been great out of the bullpen, but how about Kyla Berry in the circle? Since that home run given up to Hilton, she has retired 10 straight.
Yeah, Berry really settled down. That second inning elevated the ball a little bit.
Oh, what a nice gesture. She doesn't seem too impressed.
She's probably like, it's just another softball. But Berry has been able to mix speed, stay a little bit lower in the zone, which that vertical separation allows her rise ball to actually change the eyes. When your curveballs are similar height, you don't get that separation to fool a hitter.
Ella Cabral, an RBI single tonight, and in the last game doubled as well. That average at an even 360 and just crushes one into the night. Bella Cabral leaves the yard. Virginia 5, North Florida 1.
Well, this pitch on the outer half, but up in the zone, and Bella Cabral stays through that. Dead center field. It's right off the top of that fence, comes back in, but Amber Pfizer out now. Make a change. That will end Barry's night.
You could see Barry communicating with the catcher. There was some frustration there.
Well, I think she thought she threw a good pitch, and while it's not a bad location against good hitters, you can't throw mid-thigh to belt high, especially outside.
Take a timeout here from Beckham Field. New pitcher take it over in a 4-run contest in the 6th.
The second most innings on the team with 84 1/3. Second most wins as well, but freshman back in for his second appearance here in this regional. Obviously going to be an anchor for this pitching staff moving forward as the two-way star Allison Benning graduates. But Hunolt and Barry are going to have to take the load next year.
Scouting report on Macy Hunolt.
They're a little harder than Barry, 65 to 66 miles an hour. A lot of curve screw backdoor, but a good changeup, and that changeup is going to be needed here as the Cavs are looking to heat up their offense.
Virginia has now hit 5 home runs this weekend. 2 tonight, 2 in the previous game, and 1 yesterday. They're just shattering the single season home run record in program history. They're getting close to 70 on the year as that one's scooped up by Bruneman. 2 away.
Well, great momentum change here. Hunolt coming in, attacking the strike zone. Again, we mentioned the faster speed, a little heavier ball, so you see the weak ground balls induced for the infield right now.
Beautiful night here in Columbia. It's cooled off, and look at that sky. It was gusty earlier today, and that may or may not have helped Jade Hilton leave the yard to begin the last game against Elon. We had wind gusts of up to 20 miles an hour earlier.
It may have helped the first one, but the one in this game.
Last one was all Hilton.
It was all Hilton.
Sydney Hartgrove popped up a couple of times. Two-one on the way. Nice leaping grab by Brock at second. However, Virginia extends their lead thanks to Bella Cabral, who started off this half of the inning with a solo shot, and Virginia getting closer and closer to advancing this Sunday. Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. Sun setting moments ago here in Columbia on Elimination Saturday. The winner of this contest moves on to play South Carolina in the regional final. First pitch, 1 p.m. Eastern, here from Beckham Field. Action continuing around the country. Virginia hoping to be one of the remaining teams playing tomorrow. Made it to a regional final last year against Tennessee. Could not advance. The goal this season to get beyond that, make it to a super. Meanwhile, for North Florida, If they're going to make a comeback, you would think it has to start here. Top of the order up in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Their
Lauren
best
Brock
hitters.
0 for 2.
Yeah, their best hitters here, Lauren Brock, Allison Benning, and even Chloe Culp. Have to string a couple quality at bats together, and it's going to start with Brock. See, they're being patient already. And not running through the box. We saw her slapping earlier. See her standing in here, seeing if she could possibly break through the shift that Virginia has on.
She's 22 years old tomorrow. Great addition to this team this year, coming over from UAB. Ended up second on the Ospreys in stolen bases. And a .321 hitter. Trying to get her team back in this before it's too late.
Right now, with Brock not moving through the lineup, you really have to be careful if you're Henley not to leave anything over the white, because if she can get around it into right field, it's going to be a lot of extra bases with no right fielder out there.
Brock taps it to the right side, but it'll be handled. Not in time, however. By the time Eaton got to it and Cabral got over to first base, just didn't have a chance, and Brock reaches. Leadoff hitter aboard.
Well, and remember, that's Kelly Ayer playing second base. So while Eaton moved to go get the ball, Ayer was up the middle as a second baseman. Couldn't get over there in time. Perfect placement by Brock on that off-speed pitch.
The shift on. Brock takes advantage. And here is Allison Benning. That's North Florida's first hit since the first inning.
Oh,
They needed that.
The first base runner allowed since Henley entered the game.
Here is Allison Benning. What a career for the senior. Just magnificent, coming over from Oregon a few years ago. One of the best two-way players in the country. Just a delight to talk to before the regional began. Exciting, charismatic, and obviously talented as well.
And you can tell how bought in she is to this North Florida program.
Cranks one off the glove of Eaton. That'll roll into right field. And there are two aboard with no outs. That was a rocket off the bat of Benning.
We saw Benning emotional earlier, and you see a couple deep breaths in this at-bat to get herself settled down, but she pulls this one hard right at Macy Eaton there at first base. Almost a line drive, but right under the glove, and Brock quickly over to second. A hard single off the bat for Allison Benning in what looks like is her final at-bat in a North Florida uniform.
Well, her teammates are trying to make sure it's not, but we'll see. They're down by 4, 2 aboard. Pinch runner takes over at first for Benning. Lauren Beavis, another senior out of Jacksonville. So she'll be at first. Brock at second. Chloe Culp, senior who's 1 for 2 coming up. She drove in the only run of the game for North Florida in the first inning. They are taking a look at Savannah Henley right now.
Got a cup out, but not very often you get a time for a water break. So don't know if maybe she felt a little dizzy, needed some electrolytes, but
As you can see, extremely humid.
you can tell, look at, she's got the redness in the face, and while you expect that while you're playing softball, could be getting to her a little bit more than normal.
She is ready to go, facing the 6th-year senior Chloe Culp. And misses for ball 1. What a final season for Culp. .331 hitter, 38 runs driven in. Hoping to add to that total before the season comes to an end. Takes one over to short, off of Hilton. Here comes Brock rounding third. She's going to score. And heading to second is Culp. And the Ospreys have new life here in the 6th inning.
Well, another hard ground ball off the bat of the Ospreys. Chloe Culp doesn't even finish the swing, but she sees that ricochet off Hilton. And all of the Ospreys off to the races, seeing that ball ricochet. 2 runners in scoring position with no outs here.
I think that may be it for Henley, because that's now the first 3 batters of this inning who have reached against her. And it looks like we will have a change in the circle as the Ospreys have pulled within 3. Eden Bigham, the 2-time All-ACC first-teamer, comes in a crucial spot, not only in this game, but in the season for Virginia. The tying run coming to the plate.
The tying run coming to the plate in the form of Kirsten Caravaca, the hero from Friday's matchup between these 2 squads.
And time is called. Caravaca, the junior out of Davie, Florida. There is ball 1 from Bigham. Eden Bigham, top 10 in Virginia history, wins and strikeouts. But none of that matters right now. She's trying to prevent that tying run from reaching.
Well, and here's what Kirsten Caravaca did yesterday. Bigham came into the game. First pitch Bigham offered. Caravaca put that into left field for a go-ahead RBI. Similar situation here, except for the fact that she's the tying run.
2-1 count from Bigham. This one lifted to right field. Hackett is there. A runner at third. Beavis tagging and coming home to score. North Florida pulls within 2. That's a big play for both teams. A big run for North Florida, but also a big out for Virginia, getting one of North Florida's top hitters all season.
But yeah, Caravaca has been squaring the ball up well this weekend in Columbia, so that's a big situation for Virginia. Coach Harden out to ask for review. I'm gonna assume she's gonna ask for the runner leaving early at third, possibly.
We have seen a number of times in this regional runners leaving early and called for it.
The ruling at third base is that the runner tagged up prior to the ball being caught. This play is under review.
Mark Brown with the announcement. That was Beavis over at third. Here's a look.
Here you see Beavis right back on the bag. Oh yeah.
It appears that her left foot was on the bag. I guess if you're Virginia, you figure why not?
Yeah, there's times I guess maybe you're thinking your right fielder's arm is better, but that looked clear as day that Beavis stayed on the bag until the catch was made. And I honestly thought off the bat that was deep enough to drive in a run.
If the call stands, the tying run will come up to the plate in the form of Grace Shaw Rocky. With again just one away here in the 6th inning. I mean, this is it for North Florida. This is the moment.
You have momentum going, runners on. And that's part that reviews play now too, is going out to review a play breaks up the momentum, right? You stall the time a little bit. As much as it's a good aspect to have. Sometimes I think asked to review things because, like we said, why not?
Here is the result from Mark Brown.
After review, it's clear that the runner left on time. Virginia's used one challenge.
There you go. The call stands. It's a 5-3 game.
Now for the Ospreys, it's time to try to start to generate that energy again. Some downtime in between that sac fly now, and Grace Shaw-Rocky's at bat.
Biggest at bat of her young career, the freshman, a .322 hitter. Swing and a miss. She's had a strong first season with the Ospreys, second team all-conference.
The runner on third, one out. Really, for Grace Shaw-Rocky, it's about hitting a hard ground ball somewhere, anywhere but at the third baseman if you can.
That one gets past the catcher. Hartgrove Jones comes home, and she is safe. It's a one-run game. Oh my goodness.
Well, this is where pitch execution is so key, and you know you're throwing something down in the zone. You have to give your catcher something they can handle. And Bigham throwing that one down and in, and nothing Hartgrove could do to block that one.
Cabral is there for the second out. For Bigham, she was tied for the second most wild pitches this year in the ACC. That one cost them a run.
Oh, if that wild pitch doesn't happen, you get that fly ball to Cabral. You're still looking at a 2-run game as opposed to a 1-run game.
Hadley Reichert takes ball one. What a rally by the Ospreys here in the 6th inning. They trailed 5-1 moments ago.
Hadley Reichert, been an everyday player starting last year, role player in first 2 years at North Florida. Talking to Coach Jeff Conrad, he could not gush enough about the leader that Reichert is. He said this team goes because she keeps everybody together. She gets the ship going in the right direction. So you won't see it on the stat sheet, but what she does is absolutely unbelievable, and you could tell another one of his seniors that he's going to miss because of the intangibles she brings to the table day in and day out.
Showing a good eye here as the count goes to 3-1. To stay poised in this moment with the adrenaline pumping speaks volumes. And the count goes full. Payoff pitch with 2 away. Popped up. Cabral calls for it. Here we go on to the 7th inning. It is now a 1-run game as North Florida scores 3 times here in the 6th. Can't wait to see how this one wraps up the nightcap from the Columbia Regional. We'll be back from Beckham Field. The Women's College World Series returns to OKC as the action begins Thursday, May 29th at noon Eastern, live on ESPN. For more info, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. 7th inning underway here, final elimination game of the night, and there's a new pitcher in the circle for North Florida. It's the freshman Taylor Cook taking over in a huge spot, 1-run game.
Well, Taylor Cook, the righty, going to enter here against right-handed hitters again for Virginia. Hunnell came in against Macy Eaton left side, so lefty on lefty. Good opportunity for your freshman to get some experience on postseason stage.
In a crucial spot, 14 appearances in her first year with the Ospreys. Just over 32 innings on the season.
Coach Conrad talked to us about Cook a little bit, said she has some elite spin rates. Her spin rate, how fast it spins, can induce a lot of pop-ups or grounders depending which direction it's spinning.
She's able to keep it a 1-run game heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. That would be absolutely huge. Has not faced an offense like this in her career. Hackett over to short. Bruneman in time. One away, Kaylin Jones coming up now. The senior outfielder out of Grayson, Georgia.
Alex, I've been really impressed with the play of Bruneman there at shortstop. Not being the everyday shortstop up until a month ago. Actually working as a catcher and having to fill in. Looks like a natural.
Just a sophomore. You mentioned not the everyday shortstop. They lost that starter, Kelsey Vogel, a month ago. And Bruneman has stepped right in and been so good at the most important part of the season. 2-0 to Jones. Now a 3-0 count to the senior. You let her on, she can motor. Cook's ready. And the count goes full. These are the diehards sticking out the third and final game of the night. And look who's up in the pen. The Warrior, Allison Benning.
Well, we've seen her in the dugout a couple times talking with Amber Pfizer and Jeff Conrad. Emotional both times.
Jones takes one to right field.
But again, it's a close ball game, and she told Coach Conrad she could give them a couple innings if they needed to. Great job by Jones here, pulling an inside pitch up in the zone right field for a single.
Here's Cassidy Hudson. Jones has 7 stolen bases on the year. Hudson drove in a run in the last game. 1 for 2 tonight. Usually a pinch hitter before today, but got the start against Elon in the big 12-0 win and earned another start tonight. 1-2.
Cook using 2 screwballs. Get ahead in the count here. She wasn't able to locate that pitch against Kaylin Jones. Forced her to go inside 3 straight times. Jones adjusted with the single to right.
Hudson, a .435 hitter, fights one off. Remember, Virginia led by 1 against North Florida yesterday, but couldn't hold on, trying to avoid that same fate tonight.
Cook got Hudson on her tippy toes, leaning over on it, watching that one.
Another full count.
I like the mix from the freshman Cook. Just missing a little bit the last 2 pitches, but
that one was outside. Hudson over to short. Bruneman on to first. And again, Bruneman gets it done for out number 2. Well, let's take a look now at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. And it comes to you courtesy of Jade Hilton, a 3-run blast in the 2nd inning after she doubled to start off the game. That has turned out to be a huge homer. Put them up 4-1 at that point. They are clinging now to a 1-run lead as North Florida calls time in the circle.
Amber Pfizer out to talk to her young pitcher, Taylor Cook. You have to have a good game plan against Jade Hilton. She can cover almost the entire zone, and if you miss, she will adjust. You don't get her to swing and miss at a pitch more than once in an at-bat. Osprey's out there to have conversation about how they're going to play Hilton and defensively what they're going to do, because again, you have Kaylin Jones with some speed. She could be on the move. Although with Hilton up, I don't see Joe Harden putting the steal on for Jones.
Conversation comes to an end, and here we go. The freshman Taylor Cook against the veteran all-time home runs leader for Virginia, Jade Hilton. Home runs in back-to-back games for the junior. Allison Benning was in the pen a moment ago. Now watching from the dugout. First base is open.
The way Wood set up makes me think that conversation was, hey, we're going to intentionally walk her and go after Ayer. Yeah, they're not going to give Hilton anything close. And instead of standing up, Wood stand down and letting Cook just use that curveball away from the right-handed hitter.
Well, the way Hilton is hitting, can't fault North Florida. They will end up sending her over to first. She will reach for the 3rd time tonight. A double, a home run, and now a walk. So they will send her on for Kelly Ayer, who is 0 for 3 so far tonight.
Right now, smart by Amber Pfizer and staff there in the dugout. And play your odds. You're not going to gamble with somebody who's hot.
Ayer, the senior, having a career season, batting .330. 35 runs driven in. Takes ball 1. Such a clutch hitter this season. A walk-off hit against Boston College. Drove in the game-winning hit against George Mason.
I like Cook's no fear of going inside to left-handed hitters. Typically, you see right-handed pitchers stay away using screwballs, drops out, off speed. The only time they'll go in is if they're elevating, but Cook using that curveball both to Jones and now Ayer, not afraid to get in there.
One. Ayer to left center. McCarthy Called off by Shaw Rocky. And here we go. North Florida down to their last 3 outs of the season. How will they respond? We'll find out next. Virginia is 3 outs away from making it back-to-back appearances in a regional final, while North Florida is trying to rally and make it to a regional final for the first time in program history. Woods, Bruneman, and McCarthy, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, due up for the Ospreys as we hit the bottom of the 7th inning. For Joanna Hardin, she sends Eden Bigham back out to the circle. The junior trying to shut the door and end North Florida's season. That 7, 8, and 9 group looking for their first hit of the regional. Now Woods did walk back in the 2nd inning. She will lead things off here in the bottom half. The senior catcher, one of the leaders of this team, awaits her turn at the plate. Here we go. All one from Bigham. Woods second on the team in home runs. Winningest player in program history. Trying to keep her college career going. Woods belts one to deep left center, and we are tied at 5. Mayhem in Columbia.
The bottom part of the lineup, 0 for 20. And the first hit from 7, 8, and 9 is a game-tying home run from Mackenzie Woods. This pitch over the heart of the plate, and Woods just puts a charge into that one. Off the bat, she knew it. You see her celebrating before she's even at first base.
It is just unbelievable. This is why you love it. This is why you love the game. And for Eden Bigham, unfortunately, the other side of that spectrum, it's a brand new ball game. Virginia could not hold on to a 5-1 lead. And now North Florida has a chance to walk it off. Pinch hitter Logan Turner, redshirt sophomore, chases that one. Second straight day Virginia could not hold on to a lead against North Florida.
Well, that's just the fight that North Florida has. You can tell they firmly believe they're never out of it. Biggest swing from the bottom part of the lineup ties their elimination game.
I mean, you talk about a storybook for Jeff Conrad, the winningest player in program history and potentially the last at bat of her career.
And just talk about, we've watched her battle behind the plate in this regional alone. Talk about the injury or running into the wall earlier today, staying in the game despite looking like that might have been painful. She's battled injuries over her career, and so having the best year of her career this year, and that just a monumental moment for the senior catcher.
2-2. Now what does the self-talk have to be for Bigham to try and regroup out there?
You still have to trust your stuff, but you have to understand what corners you're trying to hit and execute, not trying to do too much.
Got it done there, out number 1.
A good strikeout in the fact that in that at bat, She told you she liked that up and in pitch. She swung at it early in the at-bat, and now you go back to it with 2 strikes to record the first out.
Kaylin McCarthy coming to the plate. Sophomore center fielder. Corners pinching in. She has a lot of speed. This is a pitcher's ballpark with huge gaps. Right center, left center. She has tracked down just about anything within the vicinity of her defensively. Meanwhile, check out the shift Virginia is playing right now with McCarthy at the plate.
Well, they're taking away that left side. The big thing with McCarthy is she has to keep her feet in the box. That back foot, when it crosses over, it comes really close to that chalk line. The only benefit for McCarthy right now is chalk line's pretty blurred.
Stays alive. Well, again, even though for Eden Bingham she did give up the tying homer, it still has a chance to send this game into extras. Regrouping and settling down, got the strikeout of Turner. And the 0-2 misses to McCarthy.
Big key here is if McCarthy can find her way on, that speed on for the Ospreys, Brock can move her over, and then you set the stage for Allison Benning coming to bat with a runner in scoring position.
McCarthy over the shift. The winning run is at first with a lot of speed. Now we go back up to the top of the order.
I believe the second base umpire called her out of the box again from behind second. So because she had 2 strikes, that would result in an out.
Oh my goodness. Jeff Conrad discussing the situation. McCarthy.
She looks like she's right by the plate, so she is out of the box there. Unfortunate for the Osprey and McCarthy.
That is a huge turn of events. Virginia's thrilled with that. 2 away now for Lauren Brock. 1 for 3. Singled in the last inning. Well, we're a few hours away from it being Sunday. And Lauren Brock's teammates have already given her an early birthday gift for tomorrow by tying this one up. She turns 22 in less than 3 hours. I'm hoping her season is still alive then. North Florida responding with 3 runs in the 6th inning and 1 here in the 7th. That is a 4-pitch walk. And this time, the winning run is over at first. And look who's coming up.
Well, that's such a big at-bat by Lauren Brock because she knows all I have to do is pass the bat. And Allison Benning has been able to come through time and time again for the Ospreys. And for Virginia, they have to decide, are they going to pitch to Benning? And if they are going to avoid Benning, then you have to know, too, Culp is 2 for 3 tonight with 2 hits. So the 2 best hitters of the night are coming up to bat back-to-back here for North Florida. And Virginia out to talk some strategy.
They call her Benny Otani. Talented 2-way player. Benning, top 10 in the nation. Wins, ERA, on base percentage, walks. Over the last 2 years, 35 home runs. This year she led the nation in walks. The stats up and down, unbelievable. And now a chance to end one team's season and keep hers alive.
And you see the senior talking to herself, keeping herself in a good mental headspace, knowing her job, put solid contact on it.
Looks like they will walk her. Fans here not thrilled about that, but you understand the decision from Virginia's point of view.
Well, with the power she has, she could leave the park as easily as Mackenzie Woods did to start this inning, and that would be game changer. But as we mentioned, Chloe Culp 2 for 3. So it'll fall on the shoulders of another senior, and I'd love to see that right there. Allison Benning just turned around talking to Culp, hey, be ready.
Benning reaches for the 3rd time today, tosses the bat, and that will push the winning run over to second. Here comes Chloe Culp, the 6th-year senior out of Tallahassee. Went to the Women's College World Series a couple of years ago with Florida State. Trying to be the hero tonight for North Florida.
The Osprey down to their last out. Virginia avoiding the hottest hitter of the year for North Florida, but the hottest hitter of the day, Chloe Culp, coming through for the Ospreys.